Hello and welcome to Indie Live Stream. This is Belle Hernandez with Latin Heat. Want to make sure everyone is watching. This video is live. Hold on. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, what happened? Oh, we're going live in 22 minutes.
Okay.
But we're already live on YouTube.
Yes.
So we are live on YouTube and we are live. Okay. Oh, let me see. Where is this? Uh,
Going live on YouTube.
okay. Private. Ready. Okay. Where is this? Why is it not going live? Huh? What happened? Okay, everyone, hold on just a second. We are looking for. This is video is. Oh, okay. It's live. We are live. Okay, there we go. Okay, welcome everyone. This is Belle Hernandez with Latin Heat Entertainment, and we are doing our indie live stream. We're screening In the Time of COVID, a documentary that Odalis Nanin directed, produced, and wrote. And first, let me introduce you to Odalis, who is right here with me, and she's going to tell you why this idea of doing this documentary and how did it come about, and just set up the documentary because we're going to watch it everyone right now. So go ahead, Odalis. Welcome to live stream, indie live stream.
Well, thank you for having me, Val. Love to be here. Why did I do my documentary? Well, before lockdown, I was going to fly to Barcelona for my birthday, which was March 16, and on March 15, lockdown happened. And so I got a little depressed and I started missing my family, my mother. I couldn't fly to see her. She's 82. And then I started thinking how people are dealing with the pandemic. And that's how I started thinking about doing a documentary about COVID. And also, Michelle Duman posted something about her own experience that she was diagnosed positive with COVID. And I felt that I just had seen her like a month before at my play, Frida's Stroke of Passion, and to talk to her. And after that, how it really made me think about interviewing many other people, and that's how it came about.
Okay. So can you set up the can you set up the documentary? Can you tell us um,
I didn't hear that last part.
can you set up the documentary? Can you tell us what we are about to watch? Because we're going to watch the documentary right now.
So I interviewed like 30 people, and out of those 30 people, 19 people were picked because of the subject matter, how they dealt and how different they dealt with the situation of lockdown, how they dealt with the loss, how other people dealt with meeting people on Zoom and reconnecting with friends. So it's a combination of all these interviews. One is in Barcelona, another lady is in London, another one is in Paris. So we also get the international POV of those people, not just Los Angeles.
Okay. All right. Well, let us now go forward and watch the documentary, everyone. We will be sharing the screen and then we will watch the documentary. And here we go. Uh, and there we go.
I never imagined in my wildest dream that I would be living through a pandemic in my lifetime. I had so many plans. I was going to visit Barcelona for my birthday and go to Mallorca and drink some sangria and eat some tapas. And then all of a sudden, lockdown. My flight was canceled. I couldn't even go visit my mom, who's 81 in Miami. And so, of course, I got depressed. And I thought, how do I get busy? I tile my backyard. That's right. If I can do it, you can do it. But I couldn't get out of my depression. So I thought, I wonder how other people are dealing with this pandemic. So I would like you to come and join me in this journey to find out.
Going to disappear one day. It's like a miracle. It will disappear.
I am a laboratory assistant in the hospital, so I work throughout all departments. When the whole thing started, it was just crazy all around. Nobody really knew what was going on, but it is real. It is spreading.
I had been on a trip to Italy and then to Israel. While I was on the plane, coming back to the United States from Israel, a woman sat next to me and she was visibly very, very ill. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I'm going to end up bronchitis or flu or a bad cold. But there's not much I could do about it.
Right.
When I arrived in Los Angeles, came home, I already was feeling very sick. I knew I had a fever. And I thought to myself, gosh, this is really quick.
How old are you right now?
I'm 16.
I know that you are in Miami in your room and you're under quarantine, correct?
Yes, correct.
And this is because you tested positive for COVID?
Yes. By then I was not able to think clearly. In fact, a lot of my memories lost during that time.
I found out about it this Wednesday, that I was positive, but I got tested last Wednesday because my best friend's mom, who I've hung out with, got positive as well.
Fevers, high fevers, chills, pain in the body, sick to my stomach.
A couple of days before me getting tested, I had a stuffy nose. I couldn't smell or taste anything.
Nobody would come and pick me up at the ER. I couldn't get Uber, Lyft. Some friends would not come for me.
Nobody? How did you get from the hospital?
And they put me outside, out in the outdoors of the ER because still nobody wanted anybody who had COVID around. They didn't know enough, and I was waiting outside, and I did get one friend who said, "I will be there."
Hello, Jody and Teresa. I'm so glad that you are joining us here on Zoom. I know you guys are in San Francisco. I am in Los Angeles, and I'm very excited to find out how you two met during the pandemic.
What a story it is, right? It's very strange, this whole virtual world of Zoom, because I've been so amazed at how much intimacy and connection you can actually have just on a video. And I invited her to join my meetup group, so she started coming over. She just was smiling and looking at me and just really actively listening. So I noticed that my attention just kept going to her all the time. And so all of a sudden she got on my radar and I thought, who is this beaming person? I wasn't really trying to beam at her especially. I need to tell her I like her or else I'm going to start blushing and everybody's going to know that I really
How do you connect if you want to date someone?
Well, right now, because I'm stuck in my room, yeah, I FaceTime them.
I thought, what the hell? It's, the 21st century, so,
Exactly.
might as well give it a shot. So I found a lesbian dating site by the name of Her, and it was actually Ashley who picked me out of that digital pool.
Ashley, you winked at her.
I like her shoes.
So here we are. We're about to go and talk to Manta. She is single, and she is a very talented actress here in Hollywood. Hi, Manta. I know you work on your computer. Just ask you a few questions about your experience during the pandemic. Social distancing, wearing masks, wearing gloves, going to the gym. How has this affected you in terms of the dating world? I think in a better way. Oh, really? Oh, this is interesting. I have more time to spend with myself. Are you dating anybody right now, or are you kind of like just relaxing? I just stopped. How did that first private connection happen?
Yeah, so I sent her a message, like I realized like I really liked her and I needed to tell her. So I sent her a message on the meetup through Meetup Messenger.
Oh,
and,
right, yes, Messenger. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I didn't hear from her for a week.
In the hospitals, there are still no visitors. So if a family member or somebody gets sick, I at least I see all the time these patients who are just alone.
When you are alone, at least for me, if you're not capable of really caring for yourself, emotionally, it begins to take a toll. Because the weaker I felt physically, I also felt getting weaker mentally and emotionally.
Even having my mom's touch, my mom hug, I took for granted because now I can't hug her, touch her, or kiss her, anything. Her birthday was the other day and I couldn't do anything.
What about nutrition? What about, making your meals, or did you have somebody deliver?
I didn't have any food. There was no way I could, no condition to call to get a delivery and figure out. No. It was good friends.
Good friends.
Oh, I mean,
For sure.
not only do you find who your true friends are, but you become more self-aware.
It really was from one night to the next one that the Spanish government said, okay, you cannot get out anymore. I was in my apartment for 3 months. I couldn't see anybody.
We couldn't go like past a mile from where we live. We needed to have an authorization, a paper, which we call the attestation.
I'm used to the hustle and bustle of London, and instead it was deathly quiet.
As you know, Barcelona is a very vibrant city. Suddenly it was a ghost town, it became a total ghost town.
There were police everywhere, so they were checking everybody out.
Were you ever stopped by the police?
Yes, I was. But a couple of times I was stopped, and thank God I had the paper. One time I lost it, and I was not stopped, so I was very lucky about that.
I wasn't really isolated. There are a lot of male friends around me that actually I needed to cook for because they didn't know how to cook. So I became sort of a mother to about 5 single men.
I really have been isolated since March. I have only gone to the doctor, to the pharmacy, and as of late, to Trader Joe's, and that is it.
Hey, we're here to interview Josh and Pat. Let's check him out. Hey, hi, Josh. Hey. Sorry to interrupt your workout. But Anne said it was okay to come and visit you and ask you a couple of questions. I know it's very important to work out.
Oh, she did? Okay. I guess so. Thank God I got my ring on when I work out.
Hello, darling. Oh, you look so good with your muscles pumped up. How about some cold iced tea?
Nice.
Domestic bliss.
Yes.
COVID 2020.
Domestic hit and miss. That's what this is. That's crazy.
So we're keeping our social distancing
Right.
and
Yes.
covering our mouth and nose and keeping
Everything's
safe.
just so uncertain.
I'm an event planner for like the last 10, 12 years, which has been great. So I do a lot of community events and festivals and productions. And so right now, I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do because there are no events.
We just saw the video clip of Celeste Grell playing the famous Josephine Baker in the hit play Freedom Stroke of Fashion to full houses in February 2020. Celeste, how did it feel to perform to full houses in March, being in total lockdown in isolation in your home?
I have to say that, of course, it was shocking to have been around that many people, but at least we got it in. We have something positive that we can reference for 2020. It wasn't a complete wash. but it was sad, seeing other people's lives get, coming to just this brutal stop.
So, Emmanuel, we're here at Casa 0101 Theater. So the plan is to open September 18th.
No, that's the plan, but as they say, you make plans and God laughs.
God laughs.
I have 25 employees at the restaurant. First, they shut us down. They allowed us to do takeout and delivery. Then in late May, they did allow us to reopen at about 50%, with a lot of precautions, with the mask, with the extra cleaning, with 6 feet distance between each table. But as of yesterday noon, the governor issued a new order closing back down all in-house dining. Division between the parking lot. We put 3 tables down here. It's a lot to deal with, and who knows the long-term consequences. We're going to find a way to fight through it and to survive one way or another. So there's no other choice.
The show must go on.
That's right. The show must go on.
Tiene muchas cosas el tango. Te enseña a caminar, te enseña a respirar, te enseña a abrazar, de entenderse y de comunicarse. Eso es muy importante. Entonces esto fue un gran problema cuando vino COVID. Es como decirle a Picasso que no pinte. Yo sentí que me cortaban las piernas, que no podía expresarme. Que cuando llegas al bottom, al fondo, no tenés otro choice que subir.
I am just gardening like mad. To me, it's therapeutic, obviously, just being in the dirt. But I'm a little paranoid about our food supply chain situation. Show you my arrow garden.
Yes, arrow.
My baby.
Oh, wow. This is wonderful. Tell me what you're growing here.
These are some varieties of wild lettuce. Nice. I think the labels are down here. That's black-seeded Simpson. And these are cherry tomatoes, and that's one of my own seeds. That's a sugar snap pea plant.
There you go. You have to become your own farmer.
You do. This is really easy because you can leave for 2 days. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about pests.
That's true.
It's great for an apartment or,
Well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Death is a horrible thing. I've seen a lot of death in my life, unfortunately, from very close ones, and they keep happening. There's a lot of family members where most of the family ends up contracting COVID just because one person had it. This is just a word of caution for those who think that possibly they're exempt for whatever reason, or because they think that this is not real or it's not going to get to them.
I did have an aunt pass away. It was in the middle of the lockdown when people just weren't, having funerals. And my dad lives in Tennessee. She was from Sacramento, and that's where we would want to have a funeral. So again, cremated and waiting it on hold.
Algunos fueron mis estudiantes, amigos, y murieron.
Just a few days ago, I found out that someone I had been involved with, my first boyfriend, just died of COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm feeling very, very grateful that we have the health that we have, the time that we have together, because nothing is guaranteed. Life is not guaranteed.
What's crazy is 30,000 is a number.
People died. This is back when we had 50,000 deaths in America.
Yeah, remember a couple weeks ago only?
Right.
And the crazy thing is you're sitting there, it's 32,000. It's a number. When they started relating it to sports things, when they talked about stadiums, you're like,
yeah, it's a lot of
whoa.
people.
Like when we passed 100,000, that's the Rose Bowl. That's the Coliseum.
And I don't want us to get numb to that.
They're not numbers.
Yeah.
They're not numbers. Debt is numbers. Those are people.
Well, there I am. I was so busy, I didn't see your message. All the while, I realized, I like her too. So I actually, right after we got off of an event, I hung up and I Facebook messaged her. And she's like, did you call me by accident? I said, no, I called you on purpose because I want to know if you want to have a Zoom date with me. And she's like, yes.
I transitioned about 4.5 years ago, and I never really thought that I would experience this kind of deep and intense love and relationship again. If you spend 3 months together 24/7, you can't really hide that much. Yeah, and we're still okay with each other.
Each other for 25 years, so we're like, okay, nothing new to learn, we think, right? We're like, we know each other.
We're not fascinating anymore, you know?
And then we had our first date, and like chemistry knows no bounds because we were both so surprised at how we were actually really having chemistry from this Zoom call. Physical and heart chemistry and everything.
Do you have anyone in special that you're FaceTiming right now?
Yes, I do. So then we just started hanging out. It's really nice, you can have dinner with each other. You can like cook dinners together and just kind of have each other close by.
On Zoom, right? Because Teresa lives in San Francisco and you live in Los Angeles.
Yeah, she lives in Emeryville. I live in Orange County. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So we just started connecting more and more, and just one night we took a bath together on Zoom.
Nice. Was it a bubble bath?
It was. Yeah.
This has been almost like us having nothing else but each other and having to kind of go slow and rediscover each other is what I found.
That's very nice. This is when the hearts bubble over our head.
She finally came down to see me, and we just had our first weekend together, which was really quite special. We're going to end with a kiss, too, okay? When we're all done.
All right, you guys.
What is my future like? Is it going to be me on my own? Will I ever meet somebody? But I can tell you, for me, I learned there's a fine line between being alone and loneliness.
Y de golpe toda esa forma desaparece y encontramos otras maneras.
It all comes down to supporting each other and not being egocentric, looking around the corner and seeing who's there.
You really have to value and appreciate people that you care about because they can get sick and die.
How do you cope with COVID?
I just try to be a healthy organism. That's the best thing you can do, is to boost your immune system.
A lot of habits are going to change, obviously, I think the thing of physical distancing, social distancing, part of it is going to stay with us, I think, beyond the pandemic,
I actually felt like the picture was more bleak before the pandemic. Like I felt like I didn't ever have time to meet people, and I just kind of felt sort of isolated before the pandemic because I was just so busy in my everyday life.
I think we'll have to learn to not love money so much and to get out our old clothes that were expensive and fabulous and wear them instead.
You just realize non-essential really hits you really hard. Not only am I a non-essential worker and have to do with the COVID memoriam, like, are any of us essential? And I think at the end of the day, it strips away your ego. And so now it's like, if we lead with our hearts, I think all this will find its way. But if ego comes back, we're in trouble.
I mean, if the COVID is not an alarm, what is this?
Things could just really change at any moment, and you just gotta share love as much as you can and be kind.
Well, thank you, ladies. And yes, kiss on.
I love the ending. I wanted to have a happy ending,
That was so nice. And yes, it was very engaging. It was so nice to hear from different people and that some of them found love, like what she said. She was so busy before the pandemic that, she didn't have time to meet people. And here she is in the pandemic and she found someone that she really likes and they really get along together, and it looks like it's going to be a relationship. So, um,
It looks like it.
so how did you do the interviews with people who were in London? I mean, I know you did it through Zoom, but who were the people people you knew, people that someone put you in touch with? How did you connect with them?
Well, I like the couple was next door, my neighbors, and then some of the actresses that participated in my play also are in the and Monica is my choreographer. She's choreographed all my tango choreography in all my plays. But it initiated basically with Michelle Duman posting something on Facebook where she revealed that she had been positive for COVID, and that she was going through a lot. And so I called her up and I started talking to her, and I had like a little short interview with her. And I asked her, could you please be in my documentary? I wanted the documentary to be intimate, about really intimate things, not like a big thing, but something very, very intimate and close. And that's what I went for. And some of the people were referred to me, like the gallery owner. She was referred to me, Tara, and her girlfriend. Um, I never met them before, but she was really fascinating how they met. It was very interesting to me to find out that even though we're locked down, even though we can't go out, everything is closed, no gyms, no restaurants, nowhere to go, people somehow managed to have these events on Zoom, and they connected on Zoom. And I thought that was fascinating, that you can actually meet somebody on Zoom and have this chemistry, that it's strong enough to take a plane or to drive to San Francisco or wherever it is, the person is. I thought that was really wonderful.
Mm.
So
Yeah, it was fascinating to hear from everyone. So I know that some people learned things about themselves. I wanted to know what you learned about yourself during the pandemic. I mean, when did you finish this documentary?
July, I started in June. It took me about 3 weeks, and then another week, for the editing. So the whole process took me about a month and a half. But I started it in June, yeah, in the summer. And I wanted, what did I learn about the, I tell you, last year I travel a lot. I would like fly to San Francisco every Sunday. Every Sunday I would go and work in San Francisco, fly back, and spend maybe I don't know, a day and a half at my house, and then fly again to San Francisco. So last year was really, really hectic for me, between auditions, between this, between that, between producing Frida. It was very hectic. And then this happened, and all of a sudden I could spend time at my house, and I started tiling my backyard and doing little projects, around my house that I had no time to do before. And then I started thinking, about my mother who was turning 82 that I couldn't go see. I started really taking a look at how we really spend a lot of time doing things and not really paying attention to what's around us. And I appreciate it in a way that I stay home more. Now it's just completely different. It's like everything's slowed down, but in a good way, because now I take time. Like I'm writing much more now. I'm more focused on what I'm doing. I'm doing another short film in December that I just finished writing. It's called A Leap of Faith. And since the theaters are locked down too, they have been closed for months and months and months. I joined it's called the Alliance of Theaters in Los Angeles. And there are 65 small theaters that got together, and we meet every Tuesday. We have these meetings of how we're going to open the theaters again. And one of the things that we created was a festival, a theater festival. And so I wrote a short piece for the theater festival that just happened in October, and it was called "Love in the Time of COVID." Interesting enough, it was about a long distance. It's really cute, 10-minute short film, but it was basically written specifically for the. It was called Together LA Theater Festival, and it was all digital.
So when is that short film going to be available to watch?
It's available now. You can watch it on my website. You can go to matchatheater.org. It's free. You can see it. It's a really sweet, romantic film, and people really liked it. They really enjoyed it. So the one that I'm doing in December is completely different. It's called A Leap of Faith, and it's a celebration of Pope Francis a famous historical statement that he made in this amazing documentary called Francisco, or Francesco in Italian, where he states that the same-sex union are acceptable in the Catholic Church, and that is a historical, monumental statement. I don't think anyone, no pope has ever said that, especially being a pope. You can say, if you're a priest, you can say you're an archbishop, but the pope is the head of the church, and for him to say this, it's really historical. So it's kind of a celebration leading up to what he says.
Well, great stuff. You have now something that you have that can document this pandemic, because
Yeah.
it's going to be over hopefully by next year, and you'll have something that will reflect what people were going through, and that's not a lot. A lot of people can say that, so that's the magic of film.
Yes. Well, what's amazing is that I realized that I'm living as part of history, right? I mean, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, people will be talking about 2020, and COVID-19 and all. And I thought, I'm living in history right now, history in the making. So it's kind of cool. And also, because I'm not doing theater, I was going to do another production, because the lockdown happened right after we closed Frida Stroke of Passion. So I haven't been able to produce anything. So now I'm just filming. That's what I'm doing. And I won't be able to produce my next play is not till September 2021. It's like a long time to wait, to produce, but the theaters won't reopen till May 2021. So I guess it'll go fast. I'll keep myself busy.
My God. Well, wonderful life during the time of COVID. Congratulations. You did this in partnership with what organization?
Well, it's very interesting because DCA, Department of Culture and Arts of the City of Los Angeles, I'm a grantee, and they pick certain theater companies, I guess because I have produced movies before. I have 2 short films and another documentary. So they sent me an email and they gave me a small grant to produce a short film. And I chose, the topic of COVID. And that's how that whole little documentary came about and got created. And thank you for the Department of Culture.
Wonderful, wonderful. So anything else that you want to tell us, because you're beyond, directing and producing and writing this documentary, like you've mentioned, you also did the short film, and you're doing some plays, and so that is your life, the arts. And you did a wonderful play, Frida.
Yeah, Frida.
Frida.
Mhm.
Well, say that again because you broke up. What was the name of the play?
Frida Stroke of Passion. And
Yes,
I just
very
this year. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a great play. It was sold out every night, and I missed that. I missed. I know we're in COVID and we're not supposed to be close to people, but I miss the energy of the audience. When you're on stage, it's really, really exciting, and I really miss that. And so, I'm busy doing other things, filming and writing and things like that. But live theater is a very special place to be, and I kind of miss that. So hopefully, when it comes back, people will appreciate it more because we haven't had it in such a long time.
What is the message? Because you just said something that was kind of profound. You miss it, but you know that we can't do it right now because of COVID. What do you think is the message that we as human beings in this world, because it's affected the whole world, what is the message with COVID? What do you think is the underlying message?
That we should appreciate the little moments in life because we don't know what's coming next. And a lot of people have passed away. In fact, I have a friend that just passed away November 9th. And you come to the realization that life is a gift, and anything that we do that makes us happy it should be appreciated, should not be taken for granted. And I definitely don't take anything for granted. And I live every moment, the best I can, and be positive no matter what. That is really important because no matter what happens, the fact that you're alive and that you are able to breathe and look out and look at the birds and the squirrels and just enjoy life, I think it's a gift.
And for the people that are upset that they can't open their restaurant, for the people that are really angry that they're told to wear their masks, I just think that that's kind of selfish, because we all, if for you and you didn't catch the virus, that's great, but it is very important for us to keep that mask on. And now look, we're back to square one. We're worse off than we were when you made this film, this documentary, don't you think?
Yes, we are. It's increased. I mean, it's the positive thing is that we will have a new president and a new
Yes,
team starting next year. So I was very happy about that. I was really praying for that. So, and also I think 2021 is going to be sublime because people are going to see things in a different way, different point of view. I know I do. I'm
yeah,
sure you.
I
Everybody
do
has
too.
learned. Yeah, everybody has learned something. What I pray that won't happen is that we won't forget, that we won't
Yes,
forget what we have gone through. That it's not going to be like, 1918 Spanish flu, whatever. Everybody, after 50 years, everybody forgot and went back to the old ways. I hope that there is something that lives, that keeps us remembering, that it can happen again, and that we should really enjoy life and not take things for granted, and just be kinder and more loving to everybody.
yes, I
And
think
go
the
and
word.
go see and go see plays when we open up again.
Can't wait for them to go back to seeing plays and going to the museums and going to the theater and even just going to the park or having
Yeah,
fun in a crowd. But we can wait. I know that we can all wait for that and not make it get worse. And we will wait for that moment and we'll relish it even more.
exactly.
Oh,
And we will.
there's Lydia. Hi, Lydia. Lydia Nicole. She's chiming in.
Oh, hi, Lydia.
Hola. Okay,
Hola.
well, we're going to say goodbye now. And everyone, if you would like to see the film without our little faces on the side, because we saw the film on there as well, where can they go see it? Where can they see the film?
Right now, you can go to the website matchatheater.org, and then hopefully next week it should be up on Amazon Prime. But right now,
Oh,
it's
really? Okay, well, awesome. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you for supporting independent filmmakers. These are our
yes, please.
stories, and we need to watch them. Okay, gracias, Odalis. Thank you, everybody. Bye,
Yes,
Lydia. Bye, everyone. Take
ciao.
care.
Bye.